and Ron Quebec from Knox, Maine, and Manchester, Maine. In 1935 Ford Phaeton, an absolutely beautiful car. Come on in here.
We started Saturday in Owensboro, Kentucky, and we will end tomorrow afternoon in Gardner, Maine. And the race is a time, speed, endurance rally. It's not who gets there the fastest, it's who gets there the most accurate. The map creator knows the minute they make the map, each team, what time they should be in Gardner, Maine at the end of the week, to the second. If the
Maine, your driver, throw your hand up, Phil Reinhardt from Tennant's Harbor, Maine, your navigator, 1931 Rio Royale, built as a tribute to the 1931 Indianapolis race car. Absolutely beautiful, big straight 840 horse motor here, big smiles on the guys. Can you believe a car just like this qualified in Indianapolis back in the early 1930s at 108.7 miles per hour? I've only seen them have this thing up to like 106, and it scares me to death. Come on in here. Yeah, it's a good time. Really, you know, if you know anything about old cars, you know that the brakes were perfectly good for 110 miles an hour travel. But hey, I got some housekeeping.
In 1965 Pontiac GTO convertible in the rookie division, that division we just talked about, Justin Tepasquale from Fort Myers, Florida is driving. Get this, Bill Byer from Bar Harbor, Maine is navigating. Rookies, Impala Super Sport convertible. John Seltenheim from Lemoyne, Pennsylvania is driving. David Daubish from New Wilmington, Pennsylvania is navigating. Here.
Beautiful European car, wonderful entry here. Sportsman division competitors, come on in here, follow the little Mustang up in here. Easy now, easy, don't let all the horses out at once.
This is a 1951 Packard Ultramatic. Tom Gray and Vince Mattingly out of Louisville, Kentucky. Tom's driving, Vince is navigating. Team Shake and Bake is their team name. They are in the Sportsman division.
Check this out, beautiful, right from the factory, 1953 Hudson Hornet here from San Francisco, California. Your driver, Jim Cole, the lovely Joyce Mordenti, his navigator out of the race. The car blew away.
Team 5, a mother-daughter team. Anna Holder out of San Diego, California is driving. Bella Smith from Los Angeles, California, a sophomore this coming year at USC, oddly enough.
Yep, got her daughter out here making memories. Check out this sweet 41 Ford pickup truck. Eric Frankenberger from San Ramon, California, your driver. My friend Aaron Reed, his trust. One yet? Thank you for coming out. There's 1,000 things you could have done this morning. We're glad to have you here, share these moments with you.
Team 126, Sean Lednick and Cliff Lee out of Jacksonville, Florida, driver navigator in a 1963 Mercury Comet. Having no problem pulling up that hill. This is a 1967 Corvette Coupe. Randall Hendricks from Ormond Beach, Florida is driving. Tom Hendricks, his son from Ormond Beach, Florida is navigating. In father and son team in the Sportsman division. Fourth great race for this team.
Rally in a little 1969 Saab Model 96. It's getting a little restoration work done. Brian Blood, Steve Keller from McLean, Virginia here in a 64 Impala Coupe. Come on in here, it's a super sport car.
All right, this is by far probably the craziest driver you're going to see today, and we apologize for anything in advance. You lost your kitty glasses.
Dark.
Okay, Team 18, Brad Phillips from Salisbury, Maryland is driving. Dan Stahl from Grosse Pointe Farms, Michigan is navigating. A 1916 Hudson Super 6 Series H. Their team name is I Thought You Had the Map. We think they've made their name because we think that may have happened once or twice. Future grand champions right there, they say.
Yeah, they have a special division they're starting up this year. This is the Future Grand Champion division. By the way, they tied a former grand champion just 2 nights ago. 1916 Hudson, Brad Phillips, Dan Stahl. It's a 1946 Ford Business Coupe, which in and of itself is plenty to talk about. Your driver, Craig Floyd, over there from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Your navigator, my friend from Birmingham.
1948 Ford Super Deluxe Coupe. Bruce Lefevre from Windsor, Connecticut is driving. Guy Matran from South Windsor, Connecticut is navigating in their third.
Martin from Simpsonville, Kentucky. Expert Division competitors. Miss Jean Ann won our Spirit of the Event Award back in 2016. Every single year they're top of the leaderboard. They're very good at getting the aces that Scott was telling you about just recently. Here's a fun fact that I think Miss Jean Ann told me. They've had 3 cars since they've been great racing over the years. They finished top 5 finishes in each of those 3 cars. They're extremely good at this game. Lovely people. Come on in here and show it off. Miss Jean Ann has an unusual superpower. She made, because they're from Kentucky, she made back at the start, great race director Jeff Stum, a colonel.
Mother-daughter team. Hello, Ava. Tracy and Ava Silvey out of Palm Beach, Florida. Tracy's driving her own car. Ava's riding around with Mom around the country, probably telling Mom how to get it done in a little bit of time. So if you want to see them, go see them.
Check it out, soft place in my heart for a pickup truck. This was exceptional. This a dealer installed option, Longhorn edition. Look at the extension on the bed. It's a dually from the dealership. Got a narrower rear end. They did not flare it out. This a factory 402 big block truck, 1972. Tony Stafford from Ashburn, Virginia. Miss Erin Liberty from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Ron Rowland, her navigator from Smyrna, Georgia, has been great racing a very, very long time.
She's got more of them with her, but pretty cool thing. Team 45 right here, Steve and Janet Henke out of Santa Clarita, California. Lovely daughter Allie in the back there in a 1964 Studebaker Daytona. They are expert.
I don't think the little Daytona coupes get much love. That's a neat car. Car 98, this is a little Model A Ford here. How you guys doing today? Did you know that the reason a trunk is called a trunk is because they used to have a trunk for a trunk? How about that? Come on in here and show it off. Model A Ford's built from 1928 to 1931. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 million of those cars built. Henry Ford hit a home run with the T model. He hit a grand slam with the Model A. It's still a very desirable collector car today, as evidenced by the one right over here. And quite a few Model A's this year.
Team 33, a 1934 Model A Speedster. Sean Lowe's in his first straight race from Ellicottville, New York. His navigator, Rick McIntosh, has done this for a long time. He's an expert, so now Sean's an expert. They're both, Rick's out of Lockport, New York, in that 1934. Awesome team.
A little Riley racer, sweet body on that little Model A. Maybe the ultimate rally car. How about the ultimate rally team here? Howard and Doug Sharp out of Fairport, New York. 1916 Hudson Pikes Peak Hill Climber. 4-time grand champions here, folks. They're the defending grand champions from last year's event. And you won the day yesterday? Yeah? No? Day before? You won 2 days. They are on fire this year, looking to hunt another Eagle champion, $50,000 cash. Come on in here, Howard and Doug Sharp, sponsored by the Stalls Automotive Collection.
That's the Ace sticker, by the way. That car's loaded with Ace stickers from over the years. This is Team 100 in a 1958 Alfa Romeo Giulietta Veloci Sprint. Jamie Nonny from Scarborough, Maine is driving. Kevin Gross from Scarborough, Maine is navigating. They are rookies, first time ever coming home in their pretty little Alfa Romeo, the first one ever in the great race, at least a Giulietta Veloci.
Cam, just a perfect little GT car. Now, this team number 78, this is the #1 team of the Maine boys, having done this race 10 times. Ed Chapman from Auburn, Guy McDorff from Bath, Maine, 1948 Ford, 4-door sedan, expert division competitors, and my friends, they take the lobster claws all over the U.S. We have a really fun time. Oh yeah, look at this mighty truck coming in here.
This is a 52 Dodge M37 military truck. Dominic Celia and his son Samuel, right here from New York, driver navigator in the sportsman division for 4 years, and every year they raise money. Brad is navigating in a 1966 Ford Mustang Coupe, sponsored by McCollister's Auto Transport, one of our major sponsors for the great race. They are competing in the expert division for their 10th great race. That car has been in 45 states.
Check out this 66 Mustang. It has a unique feature. Father and daughter team, my favorite. from Koka City, Japan in their 6th grade race together. Absolutely wonderful. Shigi Yasui, daughter Ayako. Welcome to Seal Cove Automobile Museum. This is a wonderful place. Having been, again, year after year in that sweet little car.
Check out the mustache on that boy right there. His mustache has a mustache. Greatest mustache in the race. There's going to be a trophy. If there isn't one, I may have to make one overnight, get some construction paper. Community Maine is navigating. Lobster State 54 is the name of their team.
From Columbia Classic Cars there. They have a really good team, Lobster State 54.
The lovely Anna Grant Reichman from Kirkland, Washington is right here driving. Yuli, her awesome husband from Kirkland, Washington, is navigating. 1955 Studebaker president. 11 great races for this team, and Anna Grant drives this car from Washington State to the beginning of awesome team with a lot of miles on that beautiful car.
Absolutely beautiful car. 1963 Corvette Roadster here, sponsored by Corvette Central. Rick Horn from Port Orange, Florida, your driver. On your side. On my side, Rob Romer from Dudley, Massachusetts, who's carved out a niche as a wonderful mechanic preparing great race cars. This year, 10 cars under his care. Thank you, Rob, for all you do for Great Race. I know Corvette Central's proud of the work you're doing out here this year. Little 300 horse 327 in that 63 Roadster.
Team 65, no strangers to the trophies. This is the Grand Champion Division winners in 2021. Olivia and Jenna Gentry, sisters out of Nuna, Georgia. Olivia's driving, Jenna's navigating. They've been following the Great Race since they were little elementary age girls
from the Great Race. 1955 Chevrolet 210, been in the family since brand new, bought on the Linway in 1955 by Mr. Harvey, on your side's grandfather. What a beautiful car. He apologized to me. I said, oh, I like to strip down cars. He said, yeah, well, somewhere in its life, I did put carpet in it, not vinyl floors. I'm like, oh no, it's still a 210. Pretty cool. In 1971, Harvey took this car to college. His granddad gave him.
Team 118, some corporate sponsors of ours. Rich Hamilton and Kyle Skinner out of Tacoma, Washington. Rich is driving, Kyle is navigating in this 1969 Oldsmobile Cutlass convertible. Sportsman.
Bet you hadn't seen one of these this morning. 1972 Citroen 2CV. It's the Duchevaux. Kirk Weiss from Center Moriches, New York. James Gibson from Granville, Ohio. This is their first time around for Team Water Drinker. They're rookies. Absolutely brilliant car, and this is for sure the first time I've seen the top closed this week. So there's a little bit of that funky design on this car. Citroen was pretty daring in their Citroen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if they would have hit the brakes too fast right here coming up this hill, they would have just started rolling end over end and went to the road and landed on the wheels and just kept right on rolling. Awesome car. All right. Hi, kids. Team 66. That sweet little car up there, those Grand Champion girls. This is Mama right here in the navigator seat. This is Jody Knowles from Tyrone, Georgia, driving. Beth Gentry from Noonan, Georgia is navigating in a 1932 Ford Cabriolet. And don't worry, they're Grand Champions too. That family knows how to do it. And Bob Merritt from El Segundo, California is driving. Jim Connell from Peking, Illinois is navigating. This is a 1961 Ragtop Beetle in the expert division for their 9th great race. Glad you're here, fellas. You're doing, and they get aces in that thing. Awesome team. All right, some more corporate sponsors of ours out of New York. Dan and Katie Rogozich out of Middletown, New York, in a 1962 Dodge Dart station wagon. They are in the sportsman division. They rallied last year for the first time, came back. Rogo Fasteners is their team company, and they brought a trailer to the start of the meet. Anything, just open up the trailer, go grab it. This year they're raising money for Katie's Amazon account, so apparently she went a little wild over the last summer. Hey, Team 50, Paul Joubert from Boston, Massachusetts, his lovely wife Beverly over here from Boston, a 1965 Oldsmobile 442 convertible in the sportsman division, 3rd grade race. We're going to try this because I'm not sure how Maine feels about it. So we've been getting tomato. Cars are rolling in, they're going to get their lunch, and they are going to start rolling back out. So there goes some of your team, your Maine teams right there heading back out behind y'all. So watch your toes if you go up there and start looking at cars now, because they're going to start rolling in and rolling out. Jim Minetto's driving this car out of Vermont. Trevor Stahl's navigating. He's from Virginia, the 1932 Ford Speedster. Motor City Racing, grand champions in this beautiful American flag colored car with all the stickers on it. Y'all can roll on over there. Jim, and they won the Great Race in 2022. Almost where they were right up to winning last year and had a little accident and broke the steering column off of that car and didn't quite get to finish, which is what happens. Edgar, how are you? Team 44 in a 1929 Ford Model A Speedster. Bill Jostler from White River Junction, Vermont is driving. The lovely Patty Fredette over here in the passenger seat is navigating. So between stopping and green and red lights, that's what causes the break in the cars. This is a father-daughter team. This is Neil, the Catfish Myerscough from Weeki Wachee, Florida, is driving. Shanna, the Banana from Greenville, South Carolina, is navigating in a 1934 Ford Indy Racer Bonner Special in the Expert Division. Father-daughter getting it done for 7 great races and a huge amount of aces on that car. Team 96. If you hate cancer, we do too. Pat Martin celebrating her 15th year being cancer-free over here. 1928 Ford Model A delivery sedan. Dan Martin and Pat Martin out of New Brunsfield, Texas, coming out in September. So this is Team 82, father-daughter. Kylie is thrilled to be here. Jeff and Kylie Hermanson. Jeff is out of Culver, Indiana. Kylie is from Fort Wayne, Indiana, in a 1939 Ford pickup truck in the Expert Division. Team 86, John and Joyce Lukey out of Columbus, Indiana. John is driving. Joyce is telling me how to do it in this beautiful car in their 5th great race together. They are the second owners. You're going to go left there, John. They are in their... They are the second owners of that car, by the way, and the smoothest paint job, I swear, in the race. This is an old restoration that is still immaculate. Has awesome paint. Team 112, the Ayler brothers, Forrest and George. Forrest is out of Davie, Florida. George is out of Southwest Ranches, Florida, in a 55 Buick Roadmaster convertible in the Sportsman Division for the 3rd great race. Behind them, you're going to want to get a picture of this truck. It may not be the shiniest, but it's one of the most rare. This is a 1934 Ford pickup truck. They are in the Expert Division. Father-son Dan and Brad Epple out of Jefferson City, Missouri. And this is a rare York Hoover body produce truck. One of 3 left in existence. The York company, if it sounds familiar, a 3rd one actually is, but there are 3 documented left of those. Team 64, some more of our corporate sponsors. Husband and wife doing the thing. Vienna and Pete out of Statesville, North Carolina. She's driving. He gets to tell her what to do 1 week out of the year in a 67 Pontiac Bonneville convertible. Over the years. Ted Robinson from Astoria, Florida is driving. Christopher Metcha from Danville, Kentucky is navigating. They are rookies. 2 old guys is what they say about themselves rolling through. They had a little car trouble earlier in the week. They are super excited to be to Maine, and we are super excited to see this car and them all here rolling up there to the stop sign. Glad y'all made it in. 2 old guys racing in a 31 Buick. Team 60, if you want to make a hot rod, this is how you do it. Back in the day, this is a 1930 Ford Model A Roadster. Used to be a pickup truck, chopped all the way down as light as it could be. Christian Reichart from Santa Monica, California is driving. Bill Melvish from Adel, Iowa is navigating. And they tell us that this car weighs in at 1,980 pounds. I think it's exaggerating depending on what they've had for lunch. There was one day I know they hit 2,000 pounds. It was an amazing meal, but awesome little sports car right there that they are doing the race in. They are out there in the elements every day. All right, so here's one of our X-Cup teams. This is the student teams, and this is the all-girls team out of Auburn, Indiana. Kennedy, Barry, and Sincere in there in their 1941 Ford Porter sedan. Every day, whether they're number 1 because they're actually number 1 in the score, or whether they're number 1 because they were first. This is a combined effort. Now, we don't fit all these kids in here. Sign up for a class that you think is going to be fun. Next thing you know, you're driving across country in the Great Race. That is awesome. Head on up there to in 2017. We now still have that car in the race. We've got the students have turned into adults and they're back. Hey, fellas. Team 29, Brent Aiken out of Zephyr Cove, Nevada is driving. Ken Spencer from Lincoln, California is navigating in their 1953 MG TDC competition car. Tahoe Time Travelers. This was, y'all can roll on up there to the stop sign. Get in there and get you some lunch. This was Brent's mom's car. She bought this car when it was 3 years old. Brent kids involved in the sport. Team 89 in a 1965 Sunbeam Alpine, Kenneth and Jen Arters from Lionville, Pennsylvania. Check this out. Can you imagine being a kid and getting to drive this cross country? Some of these boys wanted to drive this truck this week. Team 160 in a 1953 Dodge Power Wagon Wrecker. Carter, Spencer, and Tanyan, Garrett, and Connor all representing the team out of Alfred State Community College. Alfred State, New York, and thrilled to have him back. COVID kind of wiped the program out. He was an X-Cup navigator, got out of the program kind of died because of COVID, and they invited him to come back, and now he is teaching the class and got more kids in the program. So second generation of X-Cup in that car. All right, this one right here, Team 167 in their second year in the Great Race in a 61 Dodge Lancer. Team 155 in a 59 Volvo PV544 in the Sportsman Division. Terry Riggs from Fletcher, Vermont is driving. Steve Bruton from Essex Junction, Vermont is navigating. Talking about they showed up in a 1951 Ford pickup truck. It broke on them. And so they went out on Facebook Marketplace and found a pickup truck back in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The night before last, they all got creative with the paint and decided they were going to paint it up. They're going to donate this back for an auction tomorrow for the X-Cup teams. They're going to exit 139, father-son, Paul and Sean LeBlanc. Paul is out of Brentwood, New Hampshire. Sean is out of Oakland, Florida in a 1926 Ford Model T Speedster. Rookies, first time ever. Now get this. They saw the race a couple years ago. They decided they wanted to do it. Paul had a frame and a block from a Model T and built the entire car around it. He built the metal, he did the whole thing, made this little speedster car. And Jason asked him early on, did you test it out? He said, well, I ran it a couple different times. Glad to see them rolling in here. Almost to their last day. They follow us along every day. Team 63 right here, they used to do this in a Cadillac, and now they've come back in a 1936 Bentley Tourer. 4.5 liters in this car. David Brogdon from Birmingham, Alabama is driving. Harold Taylor from Birmingham is navigating. The silent racer grandfather, his normal navigator, isn't here because he's a new daddy, so I'm glad they are here. In the expert division, Ken Curry and Lauren States out of White Plains, New York, driver navigator, Team Altered States in their 7th great race as experts. You are experts every year. Stop getting sassy, Lauren. So Lauren, I traveled around and looked at lunar or solar. Don't get them confused because you're going to be in a big fight. Hey Gail, how's it going? That's great. This is Gail and Jack Bartolini from Southborough, Massachusetts. Gail is driving her own car. Jack gets to tell her how to do it 1 year out of the year. She even argues with me about our flat tires, car dies. You can fix it real quick on the side of the road. They've got to do that themselves. Husband and wife team out of Percival, Virginia. Ellen Austin is driving. Steve Austin is navigating in their 1970 Chevy Chevelle Super Sport. 3rd great race with this team. This is couple, Tim Mangan and Marlene out of Bend, Oregon in a 1965 Ford Fairlane Sportsman Division. And they've been doing this for 8 years. All right, couple more coming in. We'll get you in here, Carl and Mary. This is Carl and Mary Webster out of St. Charles, Missouri. 1957 Porsche Speedster Tribute. They're in the Sportsman division. This is their 7th great race. Carl is an awesome, glad y'all made it. You can pull on over there, Carl. Carl is an awesome car builder, by the way, with some amazing Volkswagens. And that is a 1970 Volkswagen Beetle that he has put that body on. So he is running and competing as a 1970 Volkswagen with an awesome story. Team 167 or 164, some more of our X-Cup team. Nathan, Josh, Christian, Kyle, Finn, Will. These are some more grand champions right here in a 33 Ford Model B pickup truck. Jeff and Eric Fredette, father and son from Detroit, Illinois. And they won everything back in 2018 from Buffalo, New York to Halifax, Nova Scotia, Team Fredette Racing. They are famed. These cool cats right here are famous just because they're bringing this car on a race and not putting it in a museum. This is a 1972 Maserati Spider. That window is going down so smoothly. This is Chip Fudge driving. Shannon, his lovely wife, navigating over here in a 1972 Maserati Spider. Rookies, Locos Ocos, and there is no joke that title is true. They are some crazy Oklahomans driving this beautiful car out here for all of us to see it. Over 2,300 miles in the great race. Not yet, but we got a special surprise hopefully coming in. Team 154 in a 1971 Oldsmobile 442 in the rookie division. James Reagan from Chelmsford, Massachusetts is driving. Robert Pastor from Norwood, Massachusetts is navigating. We got a couple boys in the back chilling out, hanging out. Well, are y'all related? Mark Pachowski from North Adams, Massachusetts is driving. David Wyris from Merrimack, New Hampshire is navigating. Rookies, they drove the car from Massachusetts to Owen to driving her car from out there in Washington State here. Awesome father-son team 142, Dan and Seal McNaughton out of Orillia and Edmonton, Ontario, and Alberta, Canada in 1968 Kaiser Jeep Wagoneer. Ricky Lynn is remaining their truck after mom and wife. Alright, check this out. We got 2 motorcycles in the race this year. It's hard enough to keep all the cars running with a navigator telling you how to go in the driver. These crazy cats are doing it by themselves. He's got the map right here in a waterproof box. He turns the directions. He has to do the math in his head if he gets off course or any corrections that need done. Loring Hill from Waddington, New York. This is a 1923 Henderson Deluxe 4-cylinder motorcycle. Loring does an awesome job, loves working on the early 4-cylinder motorcycles, and has competed in his 2nd great race, or sleet, or lightning, or heat, or out there doing the thing. Team 169, another X-Cup team. These boys are the other team. Team 1, they say, father-children team. This is Charles Brockway with his son Colin over here navigating. They're out of Kimberly, Idaho. Lauren is mom's chilling, and they literally are driving across the country on a vacation with each other in the race. Team 168, this is that car I told you all about earlier. This is how Jenny and I got the start in this X-Cup team. We've got it handed over now to some awesome team. Jeremy, Matt, Annie, and Carson represented in here in a 53 Pontiac Chieftain, Stones River AACA Club. They're not sure where they got the name. In the rookie division, Dave Wallace, his lovely bride Liz from Round Hill, Virginia, driver navigator, a 1970 Dodge Challenger A66. He was driving. Ron Smith from Avon Park, Florida, navigating. They are competing in the Sportsman division, high school buddies, and got their Coke machine in the back with their non-liquid refreshments in there. They've got a fuel cell and a lot of parts, a lot of tools in there. Team 93 sliding in behind them in a 73 BMW 2002, restored as a 2002 Ti Alpina. Greg Amundsen from Eden Prairie, Minnesota is driving. Jeff Mischke from Hopkins, Minnesota is navigating. Check this out. This little car, Team 99, is a 1960 Fiat 600 Jolly. We talked early on in the week, we always talk about, which car is going to make it, which one's not going to make it. This car got really popular in Owensboro. The news couldn't stop talking about it. There's been all kinds of pictures. Has 1 day left of rallying before it completes the race. Awesome team, awesome car. I expect that thing to come with like a little drink with an umbrella, come by your little tent on the island and bring you a drink. But no, those boys are rallying that car just like these other cars. Now, speaking of rally cars, that's a rally car, go figure. This right here is the real deal rally car. This is a 38 Chevrolet Coupe. Paul McGeehan from Haymarket, Virginia is driving. Chris Cummington from Austin, Texas is navigating. They decided to bring it out and test it out on the Great Race. That race, if you're not familiar, is grueling. It is all kinds of sand and water and all kinds of things they're going to put this car through next year. And we are so glad that they came and shared it with us this year, and thrilled to see what happens next year on the Peking to Paris Rally. Thank you, fellas. And I will say, so far, you're not a Chevy, but it has 3 doors. Y'all over there are looking at 1 door. There is a door over here for her, but there's also a door back here for the kids.